was getting antsy that I wanted again to write my own books. I was penciling and I was inking, and I want to write. I'm a very curious kid, and I wanted to see if I can do it.
I discovered that there was a great appetite for Spider-Man material. Didn't take a genius to say, hey, let's do another title.
Todd got to get his own Spider-Man title.
McFarlane's first issue sold over 3 million copies, which he says pays the bills. But his true love is baseball.
Yeah, I'm an athlete first, and then I do comic books as a living.
And so you'd go from this normal existence to this comic book existence at a comic book convention where people would scream and, crowd around him and line up for literally hours and hours and hours to get a signature, and talk about surreal.
I realize now that he was probably making $1 million a year, which we were all totally unaware of.
Every time I went to go visit him or anything else, it was, just, I'm going to see my brother Todd, and then...
We talk baseball.
We talk baseball, and then I go, boy, your house is getting a little bit bigger. Maybe he's doing okay.
I felt sorry for him, just always hunched over that board. Literally 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It was horrible. I worked till around 1, 2. I'd go home, get some sleep, come back at 8 the next morning. He'd still be there, same clothes, same hunched over on the board, and this went on for months.
Kids large and small waited for hours to meet the man behind today's Spider-Man, Todd McFarlane.
It sold millions of copies, but to who? By the end of the 80s, you had comic book fans who were interested in comics as an investment.
Right there. That's hot. That's his new book. And that's the one that's hot. That's the one everybody's coming here to get signed.
You had comic book fans that were beginning to buy comics like junk bonds. And you began to have comic book publishers like Marvel Comics that began to produce comics like junk bonds.
And then when you get Todd McFarlane to sign one of the comics, then it doubles in value usually.
There you go. Thank you.
The more profits soared, the more the sales went up, the more experimental we got. We just kept trying things, like day-glow printing and glow-in-the-dark covers and silver foil on the covers.
You had a comic book fan who cared very much that there were going to be 5 different covers. More than that, they needed to buy 2 versions of each edition, so they could put one in a bag and put it away and never look at it, and have the other one that they would actually handle and look at.
I just think we took advantage of them, It's the one thing that I just keep slamming my head against the wall. Just because you can take money, it doesn't... You gotta have a better reason than to take money just because you can.
This guy has a dream goddamn life. Folks, if you're good at animation, do what Todd did. Tell everyone to go F themselves, and you make millions of dollars.
There was still a lot of resistance to just having him on Spider-Man. Even though outside the company it was attracting a lot of attention, it was doing so in a way that was going against how the higher-ups thought things should be. At that point, the editor-in-chief was Tom DeFalco, and he would refer to that spaghetti webbing that Spider-Man was shooting.
He started to aim for a more adult audience, which under most circumstances would have been fine, but he was working on Spider-Man. We felt Spider-Man should be essentially a PG or a PG-13 style character.
In order to kill, I think it was Juggernaut, in order to kill this character, someone had to take a sword and put it through the eye. So Todd drew this panel of this sword going through the guy's eye, not the back of his head. And he turned it in, and they said, this is too graphic, too gory.
I didn't feel that was appropriate for a Spider-Man comic book.
It's just lunacy. I mean, the comic book business is filled with this.
It put him through the roof.
Todd and I went around and around, and finally he agreed to change the artwork. And around that time, he told me that, flat out, you realize, of course, that at some point I'm going to leave.
Those are the frustrations that, you know, slowly sort of wore on me, amongst other things, that I just went, I'm in a nut house, I gotta get out of here.
A lot of people thought he was crazy. An independent comic book, if you made enough to pay the rent, you were lucky. That was sort of the history of independent comic books. So he was taking a huge financial risk.
I'm at the top of my game. I'm the #1 guy with the #1 money and the #1 fame and fortune right now, and I'm willing to throw it all away right now. I went back to my portfolio and go, oh, Spawn. I just sort of pulled them out, dusted them off, and sort of, you know, brought them into the 90s.
Most frustrating part of Spider-Man to Todd had to be that Spider-Man didn't have a cape. Because I think Todd loves to draw capes. Here was a chance to do a character that was everything Todd wanted.
How many? Yeah! I don't have to sell a comic now for 2 years, and I'm gone, right? We're gone. Like, are you kidding? I'm selling twice, and I'm getting all the profits, and it's my baby. Life was as good as it was gonna get. It was like total freedom and printing your own money.
If you don't like what you got, why don't you change it? If your world is all screwed up, rearrange it.
Without doing any fancy covers, without doing any dupes, we sold like 1.9 million copies of Spawn with no double covers, no tricks, none of that crap that they were doing back then. Just pure hard sales, you know, of one-of-a-kind items.
This program contains scenes with coarse language. Viewer discretion is advised.
Book. This is what we did. You know, what do you do? I'm a comic book artist. Never did he say, I run a comic book company. Typical blue-collar working guy. That's what he was.
Okay, who's been here for more than 5 minutes? I've been here since 8. You didn't raise your hand.
It's Spawn. It's my first time drawing Spawn.
Now, what are you going to do? Are you going to give this to him? What are you doing with
I
it?
was going to give it to him.
Do you think he'll take it?
No. I was saying if I could give you this picture, I drew of Spawn.
What's your name? Justin?
Yeah.
Justin, I'm going to take that and put that in my portfolio, bud. Here you go, bud. Thanks for your patience. Thanks, son. Thank you. Thanks for your time.
If you look at the beginning issues, I was the editor of the comic book. And that went on until the issue, I think like 5 maybe.
She's editing it, and then we hit issue number 5, right? Which I think was actually one of my better stories, and a lot of people still remember it.
That comic book was banned in Australia. Customs seized all the books and turned around and sent them back or incinerated them or what. It was all over the news. I mean, it was scandalous.
And Billy Kincaid was introduced, who was a child killer.
In this issue, he was an ice cream vendor, and he used to say, you know, you scream ice cream, I'll scream for ice cream. And he used to repeat this, and it was really kind of hypnotic.
He had Billy Kincaid, you know, luring these children into this ice cream truck, and then he would kill them. And he didn't actually show them killing them, but he, you know, there was one scene in the comic book where it was like finger painting or something, and he had like the children's fingers on the page or something.
And he stuck the fingers on the wall, and there was like a panel where it was like there's this, you know, goo running down, a little bit of blood, and there's like the little kitty fingers, right? Well, you got to show something.
And at the end, Spawn, you know, kills Billy Kincaid, because Spawn is, you know, kind of a vigilante and lets his emotions run. And so he kills Billy Kincaid, and the way he killed him, I thought, was just horrible.
Spawn stuck him up on the wall saying he made boys scream, he made girls scream, so I made him scream and scream and scream.
I was really upset about it. I mean, I was really upset about it. I didn't like it being printed like that. I thought that it contributed in a negative way to society that wasn't necessary.
And that was actually the panel that went, I can't be a part of this. I won't do it.
Well, it depends on who you ask. I say I quit. He say he fired me as editor over that because he went ahead and printed it the way he wanted to.
See this guy right here? He's a 7-foot iguana monster that goes around killing mafia dudes, right? As an 11-year-old, please answer this to the nation. Do you think that guy exists out there? Did we get a close-up? I hope we got a close-up of that head nod. Does he make you want to go out there and, like, rip people's hearts out?
No.
But he's cool, right?
Yeah.
He's a good role model. I mean, he took what he loved and he made it into something huge. And all the while, never compromising, really. He never gave it up. I mean, that's heroic in my book.
So everything you make and everything you say and everything that you put out, everybody will not like it. And once you sort of accept that, then you're sort of free of guilt. It's like your Catholic guilt goes away. Cool. I know that, like, doing characters from the pit of hell aren't going to be for, you know, ministers and grandmas. Cool. So I don't worry about it. I'm like, cool. I know they're going to hate it. God bless them. Here we are. We're Curious Comics here. This is we got. What do you got? You got DC, and then what about Image Comics? Other than those terrific Spawn comic books?
Well, yeah, of course, Spawn is the best-selling Image comic.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for saying that.
Yeah.
Actually,
Spawn in 1993 was selling somewhere between 800,000 and 1 million copies. Okay? It now sells 70,000 copies. That's how dramatic the drop has been in the comic book market.
Hey, I'll have to sign some of those Spawn books. You can get rid of them. Spider-Man, you would think.
So sales for everything just went way down, just hit the bottom. And all the industry saw was, wow, if we make this book with X amount of covers, we're going to make a ton of money from it because people are going to buy the covers. People said, no, we're not.
So this is, again, imported Japanese animation?
It is becoming an increasingly antiquated art form, and I believe that it will survive in a much smaller venue. I think in the early 1990s, the industry convinced itself it was rock and roll, stadium rock and roll. Really, it's more like club jazz.
Don't worry about me. Like, I'll just transfer, you know, which is words and pictures, called comic books. I'll just transfer it someplace else. Like, I don't, like, I'm not the guy that they have to worry about.
He just has these visions and these goals and these drives that, and it's the same ones that existed when I met him. For going out with me, for trying to make it in baseball, for trying to make it in comic books, for starting his own. I mean, he just has, and I don't know where it comes from, so don't ask me. He has this drive in him.
The guys who sort of complain the most are never the guys that are willing to sort of like start their own companies and take their own risk. Somebody explain to me what it takes for me to make my own toy. And the answer is the same as anything else. Ambition and capital and the idea to go with it. Let's go. Let's do it.
I discovered that toys were no longer rigid, undetailed pieces of plastic, you know. They were actually miniature sculptures that were just affordable. He's taken something horrific and made it, you know, into a beautiful sculpture. Thanks.
Get the one from yesterday.
I did.
Did I wake you up?
Yeah, that's okay. I needed to get up anyway. Oh, yes. This is the one I've been waiting for. Is this the route? When I work, I work for Pizza Hut. I went in, I bought a 13-inch Spawn, was the very first figure that I bought. I brought him home, I opened him up, immediately hopped back in my car.
Okay, so you tell me what's the pose that most people recognize Eric Lindros in?
I parked down in front of the net.
No, the answer is there isn't one.
What's that?
There isn't one. Every one of these poses that I just showed you here, Eric Lindros will be in that at some time during the game.
Right, I know, but wouldn't you want the pose that most people think of the player in that pose?
What's the definitive pose of Wayne Gretzky?
Well, that's a tougher one.
Well, the tougher one. You can't even come up with one for Gretzky. So how are you coming up with one for a guy who's not as good as Gretz? There's a comb or anything? Or no? I just want to ask one question before we even start the conversation. Yeah. Can I say fuck? Fuck!
There's not just one corporation or two There's 3, 4, 5, 6.
Hey, what's going on here?
There's 9 offices in 4 countries around the world.
Yo, Spawn in the house.
But there's also a reason why you live in Phoenix, Arizona.
You can play baseball 365 days out of the year. These pages are good, except for this.
Spawn is a studio-produced book. A multitude of artists are working on a number of titles, and they are not being written and drawn and lettered and colored and everything by Todd McFarlane.
Hey, how you doing today? Everything that we end up doing is not for fame and fortune. It's just to move art. But to be successful at moving art, you got to be sort of famous, and the famousness means you get money. I mean, so the byproduct of doing, I guess, a good job with art is fame and fortune.
Introducing a hot...
This program contains scenes with coarse language. Viewer discretion is advised.
From flesh to steel. You must visualize your objective. From blood to blade.
Don't get cocky. You have a lot more to learn.
From man to Spawn.
This is the moment that I'm saying to the world, Spawn is not Batman.
Evil has a new enemy. Justice has a new weapon. And the world has a new hero.
Todd wants to leave behind a legacy. He wants to have Spawn be a universally known name across the world, you know, that people just know who Spawn is and who Todd McFarlane is and what this young guy has created. And I think Todd wants to be famous.
I think without argument, the most significant baseball in the world today. It sits to my right. Mark McGwire's 70th ball. There's nothing I can really say that would do it justice, so we'll just skip the color commentary on it and go for it.
And $750,000, $750,000, $800,000, $850,000.
Runners on first and third, 2 out. It's out of the. Bring it home! Number 70! How much more have you got, Big Mac? Number 70!
If it goes up that like this, then I'm out of here.
Yep. Yeah, 1.9, I'll go.
$1,900,000 is bid, and $2 million. $2 million now, $2 million you need to be. It's on the telephone at $1,900,000, and now $2 million. Is there an yes? $2 million.
God dang it.
Now, to you, sir. Would you like $2,100,000? It's you, sir. Yes or no?
I'll go 2-1.
$2,100,000, yes?
Yeah.
Are you saying yes, sir?
Yes.
$2,100,000.
Yes, bid.
$2,100,000 is bid, and now $2,200,000. $2,000,002? Is there an advance? Yes, $2,000,002. And now $2,300,000. $2,300,000 to the telephone. $2 million. Do you want in?
Yeah, put me in.
$2,300,000. $2,300,000 is bid. Last warning to everybody selling to the telephone at $2,300,000. Do you want in at $2,400,000? $2 million.
Did someone go up? God damn it!
$2,400,000 is over there. $2,500,000. $2,500,000 to the telephone that's bid. Is there any advance on the bid now beyond $2,500,000? Selling one. And $2,700,000.
Can I go up by 50 or no?
$2,700,000 to the telephone at $2,700,000. $2,700,000. You need to be now $2,700,000. $2,700,000. $2,700,000. And now $2,800,000. $2,800,000 needs to be the next bid. We're over here at $2,700,000. Fair warning to everybody. Selling to the phone once, twice. Sold to the phone for $2,700,000.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, we're in. Yeah, count it. Count it. Ooh. What am I sweating for? Gosh.
I just made the biggest plunge of my business career.
Yeah.
I'm going to put 15% on $2.7 million. Holy fuck, that's going to be over $3 million. I'm going to make that ball work for us then.
You will, kid. We'll make it work.
Creator of the comic book and motion picture Spawn has gone batty over a bunch of balls.
In New York today, saying he's a psycho fan and a sports geek, Spawn comic book creator Todd McFarlane revealed he was the anonymous bidder.
It won't break. I don't understand. It won't break.
They weren't really bought as an investment. They were bought as a goodwill gesture to give back to the people. Plus, we partnered up with the ALS Association, which is commonly known as Lou Gehrig's disease.
There's still a lot of people that just know me as the ball boy, right? You know, again, the sweet little ladies that come through the exhibit. And, you know, if somebody actually showed them the stuff I did, she'd have a heart attack, right? Because it's Canada Day. It's Canada Day.
Deadlines mean nothing to this man.
Look at that picture. You've got Todd.
Read it. What do they say?
Okay. He's from Canada. Crown jewel of America's pastime bought by some nutty foreigner. Look here, it says he's putting up the ball on tour, donating the proceeds to charity. Yeah, right, but his PR agent made that up to make him look good.
I want to take like 20 cuts in every single major league ballpark. So if I say, I'll give you the ball, but I get to take batting practice, then personally, that's all I want.
Okay. I'm not a ball player.
Now please give a warm welcome to Todd McFarlane.
He might even in the back of his head go, when I go out there and I take these cuts, someone might just be watching. I might just hit these out. I might hit 5 out. And so for me to sit there and watch him get the uniform on, getting dressed, he's going out on the field with major league hitters to go take BP. Overjoyed for him. He's getting to fulfill a dream.
He always tried to go for a home run, you know. If he would just try to get a base hit, he'd be fine. But it was like always a home run.
Wanda? Hey, how are you doing? Good. You know what? I didn't go yard today either. You know what? I'm gonna have to give it up. You know? I'm gonna have to give it up that I'm just a little skinny guy that just doesn't hit the ball as far as he thinks when his eyes are closed and he's sleeping. So I'm so good when I'm daydreaming. So, okay. Sounds good. I love you. Bye.
I left Marvel comic books when I had
done a bit of a run on Spider-Man and vowed that I wanted to create and control my own trademark and copyright and take it out to the world, not because I want to be an entrepreneur, which is what I am, which, thanks for the award, but although, as we grow, the biggest fight is actually you start to become the thing that you didn't like.
You know, he is at a different place now than he was then. He is the guy that's, you know, the boss. And I've seen sometimes him do things or say things, and I'm like, you had hated that when you were in that person's position.
So I'll chew a new asshole into this guy again. Given that this guy's a lawyer, right?
Without a letter, but it still doesn't.
I don't want no fucking letter. I told this guy, I go, pretend you're in my shoes and I was the lawyer. The only thing a bully understands is to be bullied back. Yeah, but that's not what I asked him. I asked the guy, like, there's not a trick question here. Give me your fucking files. Like, this isn't a trick question here. So I'll phone him because I'm going to give him 24 hours and then I'm going to sue his ass for the money that he's got and his client's got. Sure. I'll treat you fair, and the definition of fair is completely mine. So it's sort of a one-sided, what's fair, you know? And it's like, well, I'll tell you. And if you don't like it, then just tell me you don't think it's fair and make your case or just quit. I don't think it's fair. Well, I do. And I'm the boss, so I guess then you're going to have to just move on.
Todd said himself to me on the phone at one point when he was asking if I wanted to write one of his books. When I brought up what's the deal, he said, well, I'm a steamroller, Steve, and if anything gets in my way, I roll over it.
I'm a man of contradictions and inconsistencies.
But like with Spawn, if we want to keep doing 500,000-600,000 pieces, I can guarantee you, I'm going to sell 600,000 pieces at $9.99 as well as I am at $7.99.
I mean, I'm even wondering if we beefed up Spawn, if we sort of told him, right now he's black, right? If we told him to do like a green version or something like that, just as a chase figure, sort of like what we did with the invisible ones with the Metal Gear Solid. You know, just to sort of move that figure, but actually give the buyer an option on it. So overall, if we end up having 100,000 spawns, maybe when it's all said and done, we'd end up with 8,000 or something. So maybe 6 or 7, 8% at best would be this variant thing.
Into the spawn room. It's the instant collectible all over again.
I don't know if I have any room. Are you gonna have any room?
No, I don't have any room.
Let's see.
Angela, I still need quite a few of the variations. It gets a little complicated.
Yeah.
The no panties and
with panties, no panties.
If you notice how light her skin is,
yeah,
they changed to a tan skin, right?
Yeah, I see that.
So you can find some of the earlier ones with the tan skin.
With the tan skin.
Red Angela, and we have silver buckle, silver shaft, red bra strap, silver buckle, gold straps, silver shaft.
Oh, sweet.
You know, people will buy whole cases of figures just to get one gold or pewter figure. So, I mean, it's definitely smart marketing. In the future, if they continue it, it'll just go through the same cycle it did before. People will burn out on it. It'll stop being done. Sales will decline.
Here's potentially the danger that we're looking at. When you're starting to talk about collectors and whatever else, everything is about momentum. And I know being a collector myself, that as soon as you give me an excuse to stop, the toughest thing for an addict is to stop. But once you sort of stop, then it's sort of easy to sort of stay clean a second day.
Honestly, there are months where I've gone on minimal amounts of food just to get everything, you know. That's the extreme I've taken it to. These are the figures I never had as a child.
You always covet those things you can't have, right? So I can't have a sports career. So it's like, so I just like sports, I haven't let go of it.
Todd McFarlane's first hit in Dodger Stadium. This is it. Don't worry, I'm not holding out for much.
Someday the smoke and the mirrors are going to be taken away, and I'm going to sort of be shown for what I am, which is just a simple-minded little Canadian kid that sort of like pulled the wool over their eyes for a long period of time. So, oops, sorry about that, guys. Okay, you know, it was fun while it lasted, and now let's move on.
Contains